Hello, welcome to Hawk Math. Today we're going to be trying the following problem. 2020 combination 0 plus 2020 combination 4 plus 2020 combination 8 and so on all the way up to 2020 combination 2020 so that this number is going up by 4s. Now, how should we start? Well, my first thought is I know that the sum of all the combinations from 2020 choose 0 plus 2020 choose 1 all the way up to 2020 choose 2020, that is 2 to the 2020th. So maybe we can use that. But I don't really see a way to break that down into smaller numbers such as this, break it down into less numbers such as these. So let's try to think of it a different way. Well, I noticed this pattern of 4s, and I'm just going to try something because I noticed that this is basically the coefficient of a binomial expansion. So what would happen if I were to take 1 plus I to the 2020th power? Well, we know that this is equal to 2020, choose 0 for the first term, times 1 to the power 2020. I'm going to write everything out for now, times I to the 0th. Plus, the second term is 2020, choose 1, times 1 to the 2019, times I to the first. Plus, 2020, choose 2, times 1 to the 2018, times I squared. Plus, 2020, choose 3, times 1 to the 2017, times I cubed. And so on, all the way up until we reach this last term, 2020 choose 2020, but I'm not going to write that. So now let's look at what this is, because this simplifies nicely. Well, this first term is just 2020 choose 0, because this 1 stays a 1, and the I is 0th power is 1. And then we have a plus, well, we have a positive 1 here, and a I right here. So you have 2020 choose 1 times I. Okay, now right here we have a plus 2020 choose 2 times, we have a 1 and I squared is negative 1. Okay, and then the last term is plus 2020 choose 3 times I cubed, which is the same thing as negative I. And so on, up until the final term of 2020 choose 2020 with some extra stuff attached. So look at this. We have a pattern with, other than the combination themselves, we have a 1I, negative 1, negative I. Well, if we were to do the same thing right here, except do this with a 1 minus I, these terms would be reversed, and if we added them together, they might cancel out. So let's see what happens if we take 1 minus I to the 2020th. Well, this is equal to 2020, choose 0, times 1 to the 2020, times negative I to the 0th, plus 2020, choose 1, times 1 to the 2019, times negative I to the first, plus 2020, choose 2, times 1 to the 2018, times negative I squared, plus 2020, choose 3, times 1 to the 2017, times negative I cubed, and so on. So, rewriting this, we get that this is equal to 2020, choose 0, okay, and this will go away. Right here, we have a negative I, so we have a plus 2020, choose 1, times negative I, and then we have a plus 2020, choose 2, times a negative I squared, is going to become is going to become negative 1, and then we have plus 2020, choose 3, times, this is going to become negative I cubed is going to be negative 1 times negative I, which is positive I, and then we have so on. Now look what happens if we were to add these two together. These terms would cancel out. This negative I and the positive I will make that go away, and same thing over here, I and negative I. And that would leave us with just all the even, the 0, the 2, the 4, and so on, all the way up to 2020. And this looks like we're on the right track. But now we need to get rid of all the 2s, 6s, 10s, and so on. And in order to do this, let's see if we can keep going with what we're doing right here. So what do we need? We need a positive 1 right here in the 2020 choose 2. In order to do that, we can take 1 plus 1 to the 2020 and see what we get. Well, this is equal to 2020, choose 0. And I'm just not going to write out all the 1s, and because this is just going to give straight pluses all the way out. Because we have 2020, choose 1, plus 2020, choose 2, plus 2020, choose 3, and so on, all the way. Now, if we were to add these together, we'd see that those would cancel out nicely before, and we would get one of these cancel out, but we're still missing this, something to cancel out. We have an extra one that we need to cancel out. So let's try to expand this even further into 1 minus 1 to the 2020. Well, this is equal to 2020, choose 0, times 1 to the 2020, times negative 1 to the 0, plus 2020, choose 1, times, we have 1 to the power 2019, times negative 1. And if you notice, this is just going to alternate between positive and negative, so I'm just going to write this is going to be positive 2020, choose 2, plus 2020, choose 3, times negative 1, and so on. Well, rewriting this is equal to 2020, choose 0, plus 2020, choose 1, times negative 1, plus 2020, choose 2, plus 2020, choose 3, times negative 1, and so on. Okay, now what happens if you add all of these together? Well, let's look at this first term. We have a 2020 choose 0, another 2020 choose 0, another one, and another one. Sorry, another one right here, and another one right here. Now, those are all positive, so we're going to get 4 terms of those. Okay, looking at the second one, the 2020 choose 1, we have an I, we have a negative I. Those will cancel out. Now, right here, we have a positive and a negative. Those will cancel out. Okay, so we don't even have to worry about that. The 2020 choose 2 is a negative 1 right here. There's another negative 1 right here. There's a positive 1 right here and a positive 1 right there, so all of those will cancel out. The 2020 choose 3, if we look at the same thing, we have a negative I and an I, so those will cancel out. And then we have a positive and a negative, so those will cancel out. So if we were to add up all of these, the only thing that's left is 4 times 2020 choose all of the numbers that are 0 mod 4. So we would basically get that, let's adding these up, we get 1 plus I to the 2020, plus 1 minus I to the 2020, plus, this is the same thing as 2 to the 2020, and this is obviously just 0. So plus 0 is equal to, we have 4 times, well, adding these up, we'd get 2020, choose 0. Now, if we were to keep writing these out, we'd see that these would repeat every 4, so we'd have 2020, choose 4, plus so on up until 2020, choose 2020. And now, this is a really simple problem, because we can evaluate these pretty easily. Well, we know that if we were to square this term, squaring 1 plus I will give us a positive 2I, and then we have to the power 10, 10. And then right here, squaring this, we'll get a negative 2I to the 10, 10. And then again, we have the plus 2 to the 2020 equals 4 times, I'm just going to write out dot, dot, dot for now. Okay, now, if we square this again, well, we get 4 times negative 1. So we get negative 4 to the 505, plus, again, squaring this, we get negative 4 to the 505, plus 2 to the 2020 equals 4 times dot, 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 which remember is just that. So we can take out this negative sign because it's to an odd power, and then we have a 4 to the 505, which is the same thing as 2 to the 1010. So this is the same thing as negative 2 to the 1010, minus 2 to the 1010, plus 2 to the 2020 equals 4 times dot, dot, dot. Okay, now we can combine these two. So we have 2, negative 2 times 2 to the 1010 plus 2 to the 2020 equals 4 times dot, dot, dot. Well, we can bring this 2 inside here to get a negative 2 to the 1011 plus 2 to the 2020 equals 4 times dot, dot, dot. And now all we need to do is divide both sides by 4. So rewriting this dot, dot, dot out, we get that 2020, choose 0, plus 2020, choose 4, plus 2020, choose 8, so on, all the way up until 2020, choose 2020, is equal to this divided by 4. So 2 to the 2020 divided by 4 is going to be 2 to the 2018. And then we have a minus, this divided by 4 is going to be 2 to the 1009. And we are done with this problem. That is the answer to the sum of what we wanted to start with. Now, this problem is really interesting. We notice how we used all 4 of these to sum them up into getting us what we wanted. Had we tried to get a different number, such as all of the numbers that were 1 mod 4, so 2020 choose 1 plus 2020 choose 5, and so on, we could do the same exact steps, except you wouldn't add all these together. We'd add them in combinations. So we might add this, we might subtract this, and so on to get what we want to start with. So by adding a linear combination of all these, we can end up with a pretty interesting result, such as this one. Thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more, please like and subscribe to the channel.